All right, boys, welcome in. Week 4 of the NASCAR season. We're at
Wait. Got the countdown
You
going.
said live?
Got the countdown going, bro.
It's not on here?
Oh, you don't see it on the screen?
No.
Cool. You see what you did? All right.
Wow. Here we go.
All right. Go ahead, Meyer.
All right. So, amateur hour here, but I'm your host, Iowa, as always, joined by Keg and Coop. I'm not sure what Keg's thinking, busted glasses and all. We're going to roll right into that. So how's it going, guys?
It's going, man. It's fun. We're here. We're here.
Going well.
Is it, though? Okay. So we're at Phoenix this week, 1 mile flat track, right?
Right.
So if you're looking for comps, I talked to Keg about this a little bit before, but looks like Gateway, right? New Hampshire. And then I think Keg said he'd put Loudon in the mix. Would you agree, Coop?
Well, they're both the same track.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
But, yeah, all good. Well, wait a minute. Before we go there, last week winners. We hit Kyle Larson at 10.5 to 1. We bet him at 4.5 to 1. And then we shit the bet hard on props last week, Coop. But we made money. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I think it was a swing and a miss.
I had Bubba top 5. Bubba tops. Caesars had Ross top 5.
Yeah, and you hit Kyle Larson stage 1 too.
Kyle Larson stage 1, and then I hit another one too.
That was good.
I forget what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, listen, we made money. Can't complain, but I wish I had done better on the props. But it is what it is. We're here.
That race felt like we didn't need to make a single bet live, like we said when the show went live. But getting Reddick when we did at 16 to 1 was a great little piece of protection there as that race ended on, because it looked like Reddick used it up at the end, but he was definitely coming for sure.
He looked like he had the second best car in the race. We really don't know about Byron because he couldn't get out of his own way between the bag and penalties, and he was in the middle of the field the whole race. But
I'm sure Adam heard about it, man. But I don't know about you, Jay. Did you hear about what was inside the bag?
No.
Oh yeah.
What was in the bag?
A beer can.
A beer.
A beer can.
It went in. Didn't it go into the air cleaner? They still have it. Yeah. I think they kept it.
No shit. Boy, the guys say that I sound muffled. Do I sound better now?
You sound better now.
Okay, good. Yeah, but
we only made 2 bets last week. Bush and Reddick.
Surprise of the weekend was what? How good Toyota looked?
Yeah, I thought they were better than what I expected them to be. They were better than what they've been in the past at Las Vegas in the first spring race.
Yep.
And I think it's bad news, man. They get to Kansas, man. They've always been really good there. So they might be as equal or even better.
Agreed.
Okay, so for looking into Phoenix, we did have 50 minutes of practice today. So, kind of the main takeaway from practice, from what I've seen, and I think you guys saw it too, Bell looked like he had kind of the nuts in terms of cars for practice. In the long run, looks like Chastain's not far off. You can throw Bubba in there as well. Logano, kind of the players you think, right? No real outliers outside of, if you want to say Eric Jones.
Yeah, I thought the surprise. Well, first of all, we knew Toyota was going to be strong. We had a gut feeling, and they look strong. So I'm happy that we pulled the trigger on Toyota early. But Ryan Blaney looked worse in practice than I expected him to look, but I still don't care. It's still Ryan Blaney at Phoenix in this new whip. He's going to be good. he's going to contend for the win. I wholeheartedly believe that, no matter what we saw in practice. Joey Logano looked better than I thought he would. And yeah, Larson didn't look bad. Byron looked not great. Larson didn't look bad, though. But Toyota looked very, very good. So I'm happy that we pulled the trigger on some guys early in the week. But what did you think with practice, Coop? Not early in the week, early today. My bad.
Yeah, Willie B said they missed it from the get-go, off the holler and everything. So, but yeah, I think you summed it up pretty well. My concern is, they can make adjustments still on these cars, which typically they can. So that could change things around and see who gets better. I think that, 5 or 6 guys you listed, they're probably not going to get worse. They're probably going to be equal or maybe even slightly better. But there might be a couple, guys that come out of the woods that surprise us, who didn't do well today in practice, that end up racing better.
Yeah, for sure.
So we should probably preface it. Like, I know you said Blaney kind of, I wouldn't say shocked you, but did worse than you expected. I mean, he still was 7th best in the 15 lap average.
Right? Which is saying something, right? Like, he's normally incredible here. And Chris Bell's been very strong here, too, in the past. Probably should have won here before, but had issues. And, yeah, I fully expect Ryan Blaney to be close to as good as the best car in the race come Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and he was 6 spots ahead of Larson in that 15 lap average, right? And the number on Larson, it went down $1.50 from where it opened. But Denny Hamlin's even like up there for like your odds-on favorite on some books now, and he was behind Blaney as well. So I mean, take all that with a grain of salt. And we kind of talked a little bit before. It sounds like the drivers said they didn't notice much of a difference with this package at all. The impact was minimal.
Same with the tires.
Right. The only theme that I saw was that they said the car was worse in traffic. And that was just from a handful of people.
So my thought on that is I might have missed some comments. Didn't see everybody, didn't hear everybody. But the drivers who were complaining were the drivers that had not good cars. Didn't hear a peep out of Bell, didn't hear a peep out of Logano, didn't hear a peep out of Blaney, Chastain. Nobody that had good cars said a damn thing. So, is it the car? And then they're just like making an excuse for, hey, it didn't change, so on and so forth. And they're just not good. Or is it the truth? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I just found it interesting that
the one Toyota that was surprising was how Tyler Reddick was bad, man. Like he was getting worse as the laps ticked off in practice.
So I'm glad you just said that, because I was going to say, because if everybody was complaining about their car when Reddick got out and he got interviewed, he hated his car. And if you look at the lap averages, 15 lap averages, he's 2 spots ahead of Blaney.
Right.
So, I mean, and he spun out.
Right.
So, and he just got out of his car like he said he's never drove that car before. So if they're going to do adjustments to that car, I mean, there's probably value in him with his number dropping.
It's possible. I mean, Bubba Wallace looked very good in practice today. Very good. So I don't really understand how Reddick missed that badly. I mean, Coop, don't these teams exchange information?
Yeah, they exchange information, but also they could be on completely different setups.
Right. That's what I said to Adam about Logano and Blaney. Maybe they were on different setups. So yeah,
that's stuff we're not privy to. So we'll never know. Who knows?
Right. You never really know
unless one of them comes out and directly says it. So
right.
Yeah, it's just hard to take Tyler Reddick serious when he says his car was, just absolutely terrible, and he's sitting 5th best in the 15 lap average.
Chris Bell looked like he was in a different category, I think, from the rest. But that doesn't mean that it's called, man. How many times have we been on the stone nuts and it just doesn't work out? Something happens to the car, a pit road penalty, and then
black plastic bag,
a black plastic bag, right? And then you're dead,
right.
So I mean, yes, he looks like the class of the field right now. Doesn't mean he's going to win the race,
right? So, and along those lines, the people that are kind of on the sheet already in one way, shape, or another. The biggest concerns to me, Ross looked like he ran very well. Obviously, he won the fall race here. Had a really good car then. What do you think that he's the second best car here right now, or you think that these guys that didn't practice so well still gonna come out with better cars on Sunday?
I think he's probably a top 5 car, and I think that he can probably win the race. I think that you're probably going to want a Chastain ticket in your pocket on Sunday.
Okay.
What do you think, Coop?
To me, I mean, it feels like whoever gets out of pit road at the beginning of the third stage might be the winner. So pit teams are going to have a lot to do with it.
Do you think
that's going to have a lot to do with it?
You like the one thing that we haven't spoke about, which was the problem on short tracks the last 2 years. They play follow the leader. Nobody can pass anybody. If people are complaining that they haven't seen a ton of change in tires, they haven't seen a ton of change in what the adjustments made to the car, that kind of makes me feel like it's going to be follow the leader again, and it's still not fixed. Whoever gets out.
It could be, but I think if like a Ross or a Bubba, a Denny, a Bell, if they have an issue, I think they can drive back up to the field. Suarez, who was complaining, Willie B, who was complaining, like they know they don't have a car that can drive back up to the field.
To be fair, though, like that really wasn't the problem. It was passing the leader. Nobody could pass the leader, right? We still saw some movement on short tracks, like in the field, but just nobody could get by the guy in first.
Yeah, it was very difficult. I mean, I don't want to say nobody could do it, but it was an accomplishment if you did do it.
Right.
That's what made it hell on Blaney, because he couldn't get by Ross, right? I mean, you saw him do everything. He bumped him. He tried to do all that he could to try and get him out of the way. If you go back to the spring race, Harvick had what looked to be the best car in the track. I mean, he consistently drove right back up into the top 3 no matter where he started, but he couldn't get past first or second place.
Right.
I mean, he just
which makes this race a challenging piece to bet live. Because often we'll say, oh man, this guy's moving, man, so on and so forth. Might not mean much, man.
Right.
And you think they just cap out?
And if the books know what we know, Coop, right? When the odds open for the first time after stage 3, what's the leader? 3-1?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, if it's the pole setter and, he's been leading every lap of the race, it's probably going to be even money or minus.
Yeah, we've seen so far the books are quick to adjust those guys out front that were fast. I mean, what was Larson in stage 2? Was he was even money last week, right?
Yeah.
So not along the lines, well, I guess kind of along the lines of qualifying tomorrow, but how big do you think, not the pole, but that first pit stop? Because it was almost everything to Larson in that spring race.
It's important for sure.
And Coop's saying that pit crews are going to play a big factor in the late stage. That first pit stall could mean everything.
Yeah, well, Chris Bell did not have the best year last year. It was a better year, but a better year than the year before, but it still was far from the best, right, Coop, in terms of pure pit speed.
Yep.
So they're going to have their work cut out for them for sure. If they get that number 1 pit stall.
Yeah, it's hard to say it with hindsight, but if you go back to that fall race, do you think that Chris Bell had the best car on the track before his brake rotor exploded?
For the first hour, yeah. But you never really know how it will translate to the end of the race. But clearly, he was going to be a factor for sure.
Yeah, him and Blaney both were kind of your biggest movers. They went right to the front.
Yep.
So, okay.
So if you look at the qualifying groups, like you have Blaney, Chastain, Denny, and Bubba in Group A. Like out of what we saw today, they're the clear favorites. But it also has Chase Elliott, Jones, and Cindric in there too. Like Blaney, Ross, Denny, Bubba, only one of them can win the pole.
Right.
And that's just from that group. You know, if you look at Group B, it looks like it's going to be Bell, Logano, or Reddick.
And then like Larson and
Right.
Briscoe are in that group too.
Right. But if you literally look at like the fastest lap a driver put down,
Right.
like Bell and Bubba were on the backside of the top 10.
Right.
You know, Denny was up there. Joey Logano was up there. So I don't know.
Based off practice, Logano should be the favorite right now to qualify and get the pole. Who is actually the favorite?
So if you look at BR, the numbers are better, but Bell, Logano, and Denny are all plus 450.
Yeah, it's hard to bet.
I think Logano over at Caesars was like 3-1.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ford qualifies well, man.
Yeah. So if we look back, you know, you can take it for what it's worth, but in the spring race of last year, Larson qualified on the pole. Byron was third. If you look at the fall race or the championship race, Byron was 1, Larson was 4. You know, Marty was 2. So is HMS going to unload and qualify on a pole? I don't know. But you guys have no interest in pole winners for this?
Not really. I mean, I think that you can narrow it down to a few people, but it's just impossible to really know. My gut says it's probably Logano gets the pole, but I mean, I have no idea.
If I had to go with 2 drivers, it would be Denny and Logano.
Okay.
Because Denny, like, I think he has more than what he's showing. He's kind of like Kevin Harvick now. He really don't give a darn about practice. You know, he's going out there. He's really working on the car and things of that nature. The numbers and times don't mean as much to him.
So I don't know how much stock you put into the last year's race, but looking back in the spring race, Logano qualified 16th, and then in the fall race, Logano qualified 17th. So 16th and 17th in both Phoenix races last year was his qualifying position.
Yeah, but they have made like some adjustments, right? New body. I could see Logano getting the pole. I don't like anybody enough to actually put my money on them, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's a market that I'm going to play in either. So, okay, well, so I guess if you're talking about the favorites to win the race, we've already kind of went over Chris Bell. Larson, Denny, both 750. Chastain right behind him at 8-1. Then you got Logano and Blaney both at 850. And then you start to see the drivers get into double digits. So Reddick at 12, Byron at 12. You know, we're already kind of on some of these guys up here in the, you know, in your favorites. Is there anybody, I guess all the line movement, you guys, it all makes sense, right? Nothing kind of stands out here with these guys.
No, I mean, like I'm looking at Bet365, but like Bell 6-1, Denny 7-1, Larson 7.5, Logano and Blaney at 8, Chastain at 8. Like those 6 guys probably deserve to be the top 6 favorites. Maybe Bubba would be right behind them and Marty and Byron, but yeah, the problem is they're all 6 or 7 or 8-1. You can't put them all. But yeah, I mean, I think all 6 of those guys could potentially win the race on Sunday.
Cool.
I don't think Larson's going to be a factor.
Okay.
But the other ones I agree with. Chevy struggled today.
You don't think they figure it out?
In 24 hours, probably not.
Okay. So, I guess, is there anybody in that next range that interests you? So we'll go. I'm just looking at BR for odds right now. So Tyler Reddick's 12-1, Byron's 12-1, Marty 14, Chase 15, Bubba is 18-1, and then Kyle Busch is 22-1.
I mean, I don't mind Bubba at 30. I don't know if I would bet him at 18. I don't know. The equipment's so good every week, but 18-1 seems like a little steep.
He's available at 30 if you want him. I mean,
Yeah, I don't mind him at 30. I mean, he looks like he has a good car. I don't mind that price, but not at 18. What did you think about Elliott, Coop?
I don't know. He's sneaky. Him and Bowman kind of showed like they had the better of the 4 HMF cars.
Yeah.
You know, in the old car, he was good here. Bowman, no. But, yeah, Chase could be sneaky.
I don't have
I'm
any.
not going to run out to bet him.
RCR looked lost, right, in practice. I don't really have any. I'm not running to bet Kyle Busch. I don't know what to make of what he did at Gateway, where he just shit on the field the entire race. But like,
I mean, it's the same scenario. Like nobody could pass him. He was in the right spot.
Yeah.
Up front.
Based on practice, I would not bet Kyle Busch at 22-1. Eric Jones went from 80-1 to 28-1. It's fucking crazy, man.
I mean, I think the winner comes from Blaney, Ross, Denny, Bell, and Logano.
Yep.
So it makes it kind of hard to bet these long shots.
Yeah.
You know, I think it would take some type of caution to flip the field, something to flip the field, and for them to lose track position. And then, you know, for like a Ty Gibbs or a John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones, somebody like that to, you know.
What did you think of Roush? Buescher and Kez are both 30-1 at PR.
I think Kez was right around mid pack, and I think Buescher was right around the top 10ish. You know, nothing great, but again, like I said at the beginning of the show, you know, maybe they're the ones that come out and make the right adjustments. You know, because it's not like they're far off. You know, I think they're better than Larson. I think they're better than Byron right now.
Yeah, Byron did not. If you look at the practice times, he did not look great.
When those cars don't come off the truck right, they typically don't run right. And it's rare for them not to come off the truck right.
Right.
And you're saying with the common theme that this short track package didn't change too much, you would assume that whatever adjustments they make aren't going to have a huge impact.
Not according to the drivers.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't mean much.
So, not according to the drivers who had bad cars.
Not right.
Yeah, the handful of people who complained, right? So you were saying Bubba was available at 30-1 on some books. Do you remember what book that was? Because I was checking around and I thought the 18 was the best that I saw after qualifying.
Superbook had 30 and 365 had 30.
Oh, they did. Okay, I didn't see that at 365. So I guess we kind of touched on the people that you guys think wins this race. Is there anybody you want to give out as a free pick to the viewers at the current numbers that you see?
I mean, I don't mind Bub at 30-1, but besides them, based on the numbers, I would say probably Bell and Chastain at 7 and 8-1. But
You can get Chastain for 9.
Okay.
At
Is
the
that at
Entertainment
MGM?
Sports Programming Network.
One more
Bell,
time.
The
where?
Entertainment Sports Programming Network.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
is that what ESPN stands for? I never knew that. Good to know. But yeah, I mean, Bell looks to be the best in the race, and you got to take Chastain and Blaney seriously. I would start there.
Yeah, MGM had 7-1 on Bell. I don't know if I've seen better than that after practice.
Yeah.
So, I think I know, like NASCAR, man, like every time they come out with these tires and all this and all that, they talk about how much they've changed them and they're going to drop off in time and, make the laps, run slower, so on and so forth. Like, I think they just need to fucking can it. They can't get it right. And I mean, it might just be because they can't get it right because the tire is 3 inches bigger than what it used to be, So I'm for this. Instead of doing that, let's just take away 2 to 3 sets of tires from the teams.
I don't hate that idea.
One, you're going to save $3,000 for 4 sets of tires for a set of tires. So you're saving $10,000 to $12,000 basically.
I don't think they're worried about that.
And two, all they do now, like you're going to see it in this race, they're going to split it right down the middle. Probably about 55 laps they'll pit. Like if they really want to, get back to the true tire wear, take the tires away, make them run 70, 80 laps.
Coop, are you giving me Fugazi info?
Yeah,
Corey?
Corey says that's not the correct acronym. That's not what it stands for.
That's not what ESPN stands for, Coop.
What's it stand for?
I don't know, but apparently not that.
I got to do some research now. This is interesting. So do you think that – so it looked like tires mattered. The 4 tires mattered on restarts and last week at Vegas. You think that teams, every time there's a caution, will come in for tires here?
Hell no. Especially if they can't pass, man. It's going to come down to track position, and they're not going to, pass up that track position.
What do you think about the third Penske car? That's 60-1.
Bet him for a top 10 if you want to, maybe.
Yeah. Briscoe didn't look bad, Coop.
Not really. He wasn't that great.
So I Googled it.
What's
ESPN stands for Entertainment and Sports Programming Network.
Oh, Corey, take that L, bro. Just take that L.
Brutal.
Giving me Fugazi info, man?
Okay, so outside of those guys, I think we've touched on the legitimate people that we think have a shot at winning this race.
Yeah.
The only other person we haven't mentioned that looked okay in practice, I don't know what you can take from it, but John Hunter Nemechek. Obviously, probably very little interest on him to win this race, no matter how good he practiced.
True.
Okay.
He looked
What's
like
his number?
40. He looked like he had some speed, but it's fucking. If you're asking me, am I taking Nemechek heads up against Blaney or Bell or Denny? Not a fucking chance. They can keep the 40-1.
Well,
That dude, he has to be in first with 35 to go for me to bet him.
yeah, so he was third fastest in the 10-lap average, and in the 15, he fell off an absolute cliff. So take it for what it's worth.
Is that he didn't run a 20?
He did not run 20. Nope.
So he probably something happened,
I mean,
you
he was
really
a-
just you really have to
off
you really
the
need
mark.
lap by lap by lap numbers to really see stuff, man. That's the hard part.
Right. It's nice when we had that last year.
Those were the days, Meyer.
I know. They're trying to find ways to beat us now.
That
So-
guy got canned pretty quickly.
I know.
It's unfortunate.
They
We
must
didn't even mention it either. We never mentioned the name of it.
they must have not even that NASCAR was like, nope, too much info out there, kid.
What do you think if that was a subscription service? What do you think that'd be worth to you a month? If you had to put $1.
$50.
That's it. You'd only pay
Yeah.
$50 a month for that service.
Bro,
You pay
Netflix
$600 for a cable, internet, and phone. You
Net-
wouldn't throw.
Netflix cost me like 12 or 13. How much you want me to pay?
It's making you money. Netflix is just a drain on your life.
Well, that's why I said 50.
There's a lot of rumors about that guy, man. Like, was he working for NASCAR and gave the stuff away? Did he hack into NASCAR to get the information? Some
Whatever.
people are asking, like, is he even working for NASCAR now, or is he working for a sports book? Maybe.
Whatever he did, come back home.
Or at least give the information.
Yeah,
Oh,
come
he's
back.
gone. Like, if you go to his Twitter account, he hasn't done shit since then.
I know.
I sent him a message. I was trying to figure out what happened.
Did you really?
What a meeting.
He never responded?
Never, not a word.
Oh my God. Did they put him in prison? Jesus Christ.
Right?
Corey said it was your fault.
We never mentioned the name of it.
Was it really the day I said something, Corey? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, man.
That's unfortunate. Okay, so I don't think it's worth discussing a lot of the rest of these people in this race. We've kind of touched on everybody that we think has a shot at winning. So
Are you not betting Carson Hocevar this week? He had really good speed, man.
Can I give you the Ryan just sent me how he ranked the drivers after practice. I'm just going to read the top 5 in order: Chastain, Blaney, Reddick, Bubba, Marty.
Hold on, you didn't say Bell.
I know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's because let me start over. Let me start over. I didn't click on the picture correctly. Bell, Larson, Denny, Logano, Chastain is how he ranked them coming out. The top 5. If you guys want more info, go over to wintherace.info. Solid analytics over there.
So, Coop, let me just tell you that in the 15-lap run, Hocevar was much closer to the bottom than he was the top.
Yeah, but like if you look at his overall and his like fastest lap, he was good. Jay might be on him. He's a Hocevar fan.
I am a Hocevar fan. That kid's going to be a stud. He's going to be a stud.
Well, speaking of studs that you couldn't bet tonight, William Sawalich gets it done in the ARCA series for our guy Johnny.
That's not a real series. If Coop and I can't bet on it, it doesn't exist.
You can bet him next week because he's participating in trucks at Bristol.
You can bet it.
Nothing,
I'll be on him one way or another.
Nothing tilts me more than Johnny fucking betting ARCA and I can't bet it. Nothing fucking gets my goat more.
All right. Is there
All
anything else you guys would like to touch on before we go behind the paywall for the Patreon, the loyal Patreon subscribers?
I think we're good. I think like if we were going to give out 3 guys to target, Bell, Chastain, and
the third one's tough.
I'm going to say Ryan Blaney. I refuse to believe it. He's going to be
your top 3, Coop.
He's going to be right there, Coop. He's always right there.
Who are my top 3?
Bell, Denny, and Chastain.
Yeah.
No
Remember, Keg, when we had to twist Coop's arm about Bell?
Remember when I was like, Coop, we're going to bet Toyota this week? And he was like, I'm not feeling Toyota Took my guy a little bit longer than normal to come around, but he's here. He's here.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid now. All right, so we're gonna go behind the paywall for the.
We can say the same. You can say the same thing about Ross.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. Listen, I call a spade, bro.
Hey, I call
a spade a spade.
Bell and Ross. I would like
That's fair. That's fair. Meyer, you just to be in that fucking group chat with Coop and I, we should be charging you like $200 a month to see how the
he likes to sit back and watch the popcorn.
Yeah, you see, Meyer gets a bird's eye view of how the sausage gets made. Coop, you know what I mean? This kid.
So it's a wash for me getting roped into hosting this show.
He's going to be better than us one day, Coop. This fucking kid sitting in Iowa.
All right, so for anybody interested, check out.
He did tell me you better win him, man, because he spent a lot of money the last couple of days.
I did. Yeah. I'm about 8K deep in less than 30 days.
I want to show you the. I want to show you the message that I sent Yeg.
So while he's doing that, anybody interested who's not a Patreon subscriber, go to Nuke the House on Twitter. The Discord link should be in there. The Patreon link should be in there. There's new merchandise. Keg is sporting the new hat, even though he won't tell you he's doing it.
It's not his glasses.
I know. It's holding him in place.
That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice at all, Coop.
A couple of people told you should look at getting those glasses earlier in the week.
What is that? Can you hold on? I want to put myself on the big screen. Can you see what this says?
No.
Negative. I can see agreed.
Agreed. That's all I can see.
Oh, wait, hold up. Come on. Focus, sweetheart.
Just read it out loud. I mean, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
I said, if we don't make 20,000 this weekend, I failed us. And his response was agreed. It's going to be a big weekend, boys. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a big weekend. Big weekend. I feel it. When I feel it, I feel it. My glasses are still fucking broken, but it's gonna be a weekend. I'm telling you right now. It feels like that kind of weekend.
Well, if you want to be a part of the big weekend, again, Keg, shout out your Twitter. Let them know where they can find you. Let them know where they can find the Discord.
In the description of the video, there's a link to hop in the Discord. We're up to 700 people in there now. Hop in there. It's free. It costs you nothing. We'll be live. When will we be live? We have a free show tomorrow at 4:30 for the Xfinity race and the UFC prelims. At 8 o'clock, we'll go over to Patreon for the normal prelims and the main card of UFC 299. And then Sunday, we will be live for Patreon members for the entire race. There's a link in the Patreon if you guys want to hop in there too. But no pressure. If you just want to hop in Discord, then just hop in Discord. Either way, come and hang out with us. And I guess that's it. We'll end the show.
Corey's a little jealous of Adam now.
Why? Now the guy's getting inside info. Corey's hosting the show. He's got to know.
Earlier he said, "Man, Adam moving way up."
It was not my choice, Corey. I was peer pressured.
Jersey.
I think actually, you know what? I think one time I talked about bringing people onto the show, and I said Corey needs to be the first one, wasn't it? Corey, I said to be the first one.
He's had an open invitation to come on the show,
and he declined.
He came on once. He came on one time. I think he called in once. But, he knows that he can come hang out with me whenever he wants. He just chooses not to. All right, we're out of here. We're going to go live right now in 2 minutes for Patreon members, break down every betting market, and get into all the good stuff. Aside from that, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. For the boys, I'm Keg. We're out. Later.